Hey guys, this is going to be loud. I'm on Highway 183, north of 501. People that know about the trail. It's going to be loud here because this is a busy road, but I'm only going to be here for a few minutes, and I thought I would try to shoot a film or shoot some footage and get a couple of people on here. Of course, that's Halo and his wife, and Flat John is right there. This is a couple. Hey Sherry, I believe. Won't you check on this guy? Hey guys. And I'm going to talk to these guys right here because I filmed them way back at
want some trail magic?
mile 100, I guess, and hadn't seen them in a long time. Let me get back over here and talk to them. Give us your trail name again.
I'm Rosie.
Rosie, when I saw you way back at Rock Gap, which is about mile 100, y'all just got the 100-mile mark.
Yeah.
How y'all been doing?
Great. We hit the 1,200-mile mark today.
1,200 miles. Congratulations.
1,200 miles.
Congratulations. And the group y'all was with, when I saw y'all, they're ahead of y'all a good ways, I'm assuming.
No.
Well, some of them are.
One person is off because she's going to some weddings. One person got off for injury, but he gets back on this weekend.
Okay.
Shout out PYT. And then one person is a few days behind us.
Falcon and Aquaman.
Falcon and all them, they're ahead. Yeah.
Far ahead.
How's the trail been since I seen you at mile 100? There's a lot of difference between 1,200 and 100.
Way different. A lot more
tough.
green now.
Yeah.
Hotter.
Hotter.
Pennsylvania
bugs.
rocks.
Okay. How's your legs doing?
Legs
So
are
much
doing
better.
good. Yeah, we feel stronger,
Faster. We're a
faster.
lot faster.
Well, it's rainy and we're at Highway 183. They got some good trail magic from
Yeah.
Halo's wife.
We are very thankful.
You brought a lot of trail magic out here to see y'all, so we're glad we run back into y'all guys.
Oh, we're glad you're here.
Congratulations, guys. Hope to see you up the trail.
Thank you so much.
Hey, guys, we are in, I don't even know how to spell it, the town. It's near Palmerton.
Lehighton.
Lehighton, okay. And today is Thursday, I believe.
Yes.
And the date is
The 13th.
13th, and it's about what time? 10 o'clock?
2100.
All right, give me your names. Let me get us where we are.
I'm Rosie.
Rosie,
And I'm Chipper.
Chipper, when did y'all start?
We started March 3rd.
March the 3rd, and I met y'all at Rockfish Gap, I
Yes.
believe it
Mile
was.
100.
We didn't even
Mile
have trail names
102 or 100,
Mile 102.
yet.
something like that.
Yeah, we didn't have
Yeah.
trail names then.
That's right. In fact, I will put, for the viewers, I will put what number interview that was so they can go back and see y'all and look at what you looked like back then. Now tell us
A little
what,
less of a mustache.
tell us what's the difference between where you are now and what was going on back then.
Well,
You had a big group. You had a big
big
group.
group.
Big group. We've all spread out now.
yeah, we had like a group of 12. Now we're pared down.
Yeah,
We're
got a
A
lot
lot?
more miles.
a lot stronger
Under our
physically and mentally.
Yeah.
Well, y'all were doing pretty big miles then, if I remember right, because
Yeah,
y'all
it's just how
That
we
was
got
a
hurt.
big mile day because we wanted to get to town.
to
so-
Franklin.
We love
Yeah,
town.
and then we paid for it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now it's a little bit more manageable. But yeah, you caught us on a big mile day.
And so how many days do you feel comfortable now doing, would you say?
We usually do close to 20 miles a day, almost every day now.
Wow.
Yeah, sometimes it varies. The rockiness of Pennsylvania
Has slowed us
has
down.
slowed us down.
Yeah, and that's normal.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I asked y'all then, and I'll ask you now, do you have a time that you need to be finished by or you want to be finished by?
Yeah, we'd like to be done by the end of August. My buddy's getting married, and we have to come back to Georgia for it. So, end of August, but if not, not
we
the
don't-
end of the world.
We don't want to rush the trail.
We just want to
so-
finish.
Just want to finish.
Just want to finish.
Yeah.
I thought we got into a quiet place, but all these people behind us, that you can't see them, but we can hear them.
Yeah,
They've been partying with us. We had a birthday party a while ago.
Our new
What's-
trail group.
Yeah, and I noticed you had a bracelet a while ago when I came out.
Oh,
you got-
Sunshine brought us friendship bracelets.
Yeah.
So is that the only friend you have out here or what?
Well,
We've gained a few
it's
more.
hard for me to make friends, but Rosie has quite a few.
The trail's full of friends. We just
Full of
gotta
them.
find them.
It's been a great place. What's been the best thing about coming out here and do the Appalachian Trail now that you're at around 1,300 miles, I guess?
I think the relationships that we've built, we obviously love the outdoors and coming out here and being away from the world is great, but just the quality of people that you
And
find
the way
out
everybody
here.
takes care of each other and looks out for each other, and yeah, it's cool.
Do you think it's an advantage or disadvantage to hike with your mate?
It's an advantage.
Okay.
I would think just because, like, even though it's more complicated planning-wise, like you both have to agree on how many miles you want to go, if you want to sleep in or not. There's been a lot of days where I've had a really rough day, and she's like, "Well, we're gonna keep going, so buck up." Or she knows what to say to keep me going, and hopefully I do the same for her.
Yeah, mentally we've been able to push each other, and yeah, it's been cool. It's definitely been a strengthening exercise.
Yeah, she has to smell me every day.
Yeah, we still share a tent.
Yeah.
Even after all these miles.
And last night was an interesting night. I was with you guys, and y'all sitting around wasn't a fire, it was just a spot in the where you had your tents up. I think you had about 8 tents or something like that around there.
Tent City.
Playing some crazy game called
20
questions.
20 questions.
Got
Yeah.
heated.
Halo cheats.
And I never did understand. But wasn't it during the 20 question game that you told him to go home or go to his tent or go to his room?
Go to my room. She
Go to
always
his
says,
room.
"Go to your-"
Tell me what happened there.
She always, so whenever I'm doing something that embarrasses her, she says, "Go to your room," which is the left side of the tent.
Right now a tent that we share, so.
So I get told to go to my room whenever I'm embarrassing her, because I just like to talk to hear myself speak. You know?
That was so funny. That was
She
so
does it all the
funny.
time. Go to your room.
Go to your room.
Okay.
And he had to get up and go toward his tent.
Yeah, I have to leave. I can't.
How was the rain? I didn't ask any of y'all. I know it started raining about 1 o'clock
Could have
this
been
morning.
worse, but the rocks it was slick.
But today it was. I'm talking about last night in the tent.
I slept like a baby.
Yeah,
Okay.
the rain is
Now look who's going to bomb us in the back there.
Rain when you sleep
the
is
rain
great.
is soothing when you're in your tent.
Then you have to
it
pack
actually
it up.
helps me sleep better, and then you have to get out and hike. And
Pack a wet tent.
we were super lucky this morning because we had a
Mr.
sweet-
Jimmy slack pack us too, which we didn't have to pack out the
Yes.
wet tent.
Yeah,
we
but this
had
morning, I
a
know where she's
sweet
going with
trail
it.
angel, Miss Millie. She
Yeah.
came
Yeah.
and she brought us breakfast. We had a hot meal before a cold, rainy hike.
It's 6:30 in the morning.
Yeah,
it
she
was
came
cold
at the
today.
crack of dawn in the rain
Yes,
with
we'll.
her umbrella, and she served us all breakfast and fresh fruit, and it made the hike a little easier.
Yes,
today.
yes,
So
we-
that was really cool because she could have just said she wasn't coming on this rainy day. So we really appreciated that.
We do. We offered to, wanted to mention her. I'm glad you brought that up. What's your favorite piece of gear? If you had to choose something. And it could be anything. I've had some people say things that surprised me. So what would you name if somebody asked you to name your favorite piece of gear? Chipper, what's yours?
My favorite piece of gear, I don't even know if it's
Well, that's
gear
okay. I know
or
where you're going with
equipment.
this probably.
Well, it's my shoes.
Okay, yeah, that's definitely gear.
The reason I say I had a lot of shoe trouble.
Okay.
I switched shoes like 4 or 5 times and could never find anything where my feet didn't kill me. And right now I'm wearing Hoka Speed Goats, and man, my feet feel it can make or break your hike. I thought my feet were gonna fall off, but now they are fantastic. So yeah, I'd probably say my shoes or my fancy new friendship bracelet are my favorite pieces of gear.
Yeah, I've tried to tell more people about Hokas because I don't think it's a really popular trail shoe out here because a lot of the outfitters that we come across, they don't sell them for whatever reason, but they're super, like, the most cushion that I've had in a shoe, and it's what I started the trail in, and I finally got Chipper to get on board, and
I like them.
yeah, they'll take me
Is that your
all
favorite
the
piece
way.
of gear? Your shoes?
I think my favorite piece of gear is probably my my sleeping bag liner.
Okay.
Because before we started the trail, we didn't want to spend the money. Didn't think we would need it. But we started the beginning of March and it was still pretty cold. We had some nights where it got down to 7 degrees, and the liner like really made the difference. And now that it's warmer outside, I just sleep with my liner, so it's been a really good piece of gear in all the weather, and I'll hold on to that the whole way.
I'm glad you said
sending
that.
home.
I'm glad you said that, because a lot of people neglect that or mentioning that.
Yeah.
And I know my wife says the same thing that you just said. And of course, that's why we do the interviews, so people can learn about things. And you brought a very good point there, that it becomes a dual role.
Yeah, you can just use it as a blanket, which is what we do now. So that way you don't have to sleep in a 20-degree quilt when it's 80 degrees outside.
Yeah, I know. Right?
And no matter where you are, when you get in higher elevation, you can have a random cold night in the middle of summer. So
We all just went out and ate a while ago, and I'm asking a crazy question I've been asking everybody this year, and you probably know where I'm going with this. If a helicopter was to land over you tomorrow night or above you, what would you choose to eat? Anything that you can think of could be dropped. What would it be?
Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A. I get a chicken sandwich, extra pickles.
Now this isn't real, because I don't want. Well, you'll understand it. If somebody came along tonight and took you to a side and said, "I will give you $5,000 to go if y'all will go home and never come back to the Appalachian Trail," would you take it?
no.
No, you
Okay,
can make more money.
10,000.
No.
That's a lot of money, but
You
no.
can make more money later.
All right.
10,000 is not enough.
Okay. Is that
100,000.
Oh, we didn't say that now. We didn't say that.
100,000.
Now you think
No, but
go ahead.
it sounds very, this is gonna sound so cliche, but it's priceless. Like we've run into so many people, especially like in the national parks, and they just come up to us and they're like, "You're living our dream."
Yeah.
And
we're living our dream.
yeah, it's just, we don't know when we'll get to experience this again, so we've come this far, we can't cut it short.
And that's why I asked the question, because I want the viewers to see how important it is to y'all and what it means to you. And you know, when people start talking about turning down large sums of money that they might could use, or you like, then that makes a viewer understand maybe a little bit more how important this is to you.
Yeah, it's been such a big goal for a long time, and now that we're up north, we feel like we can do it. It's like getting closer and real, and we're pretty pumped to do it together.
Yeah.
Now, I've asked this to a lot of people. You may have seen some videos, I'm not sure, but had you met a thru hiker prior to thru hiking?
Yes.
Personally?
Yeah.
We actually met, so I went to high school with a couple who thru hiked in 2017.
Okay.
Their trail names are Moonshine and Gibberish.
Okay.
And then we met a guy at Blood Mountain last year named Candid. And we follow him online. And I grew up in North Georgia. So I grew up going to Blood Mountain all the time. And so I met a lot of thru hikers there just in high school. And that's what sparked my interest in it.
Were you impressed with him when you met him? What he had accomplished?
It was like day 3.
Yeah, we met him at the beginning.
Yeah.
I know, but just the idea of meeting somebody that had completed the whole AT.
I was shocked that, so he hadn't completed it yet.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
He had just started.
Yeah.
And
But have you ever met anybody before you started? Had you met anybody that had completed it?
Yes. So for me, I'm from South Florida, and so hiking in the mountains is, I didn't grow up doing that. And I went to summer camp in high school, and one of the options we had was a program called Old School, where you could, instead of stay at the camp, they took a group of us out and we backpacked on the AT for a little less than a week, like 5 days. And I didn't even know what the Appalachian Trail was. I didn't even know what the Appalachian Trail was until we went out there, and it was a group of all girls, and we had no idea what we were doing, and we had super heavy gear, but that was my first experience with the AT, was for 5 days in high school. And then after that, it didn't really come up again until Chipper and I started dating, but our guide in high school, her name was Ann Tully. She actually is a triple crowner. She's done all 3 solo. And so she was super inspiring. So when Chipper told me that his dream was to hike the AT, I was like, well, if Ann can do it, I want to do it.
Hey, that's great.
So yeah, it's really cool that we're finally out here.
Okay, so when you get through hiking the AT, do you realize how many people you're going to meet, that you're going to be the first person that's ever hiked the AT? Have you thought about that?
I don't think I really thought about it.
I've never thought about it.
I love planting that seed in the heads of you all,
I really didn't think about it.
because you're going to be somebody that's going to impress a lot of people for the rest of your life because of what you're doing today. And I want you to think about that as you
Yeah,
hike,
that's
because I think that's a good thought.
Yeah, I've
to
never
make you
thought
go.
about it.
Yeah, yeah. If you was to give one piece of advice for somebody watching this, especially a couple, since you're a couple, tell me the one piece of advice that, first of all, Chipper, that you would give them about doing the AT.
As far as being on the AT, especially with a spouse, I would say listen to your body and communicate. It's hard. It's a 2,200-mile journey, and there's been times where we're like, oh, we got to keep hiking. We can't only be done 8 miles in for the day, and sometimes you are, and sometimes it may be frustrating, but you have to communicate with your partner and really just talk about things, because if you don't, you have to go to your room, which is your side of the tent. It forces you to be verbal communicators. When you're in normal life, you can just go to a different room or you can go drive your car, but out here you both have the same goal, and so I would say listen to each other and listen to your own body, because it's a marathon. You're not going to make it there starting doing 20-mile days right off the bat. We couldn't. So,
Okay.
yeah, I would say just communicate and just listen.
Okay. And you, something different? Piece of advice?
To recognize that everybody is built differently, and everybody is going to have a completely different journey. It's not a sprint.
Yeah, it's easy to compare yourself to others.
Yeah, definitely. That's been a struggle. And also just the people are the most important. So like always choose, if somebody wants to sit and talk to you, choose to like sit and listen to their
Because
story.
you may be surprised.
Yeah,
what
you
hear.
just have no idea. I know there's that saying, "Smiles over miles," which sounds funny, but it is true. Like if somebody wants to sit down and talk to you, like take an extra long lunch break and just listen to them and make up the miles tomorrow.
Is it anything that would jump out in your mind before we close that is probably the funniest thing that's happened to you since you've been on the trail? Would something jump out at you, or has been just so many different ones?
The funniest thing.
I'm trying to think.
Maybe the most unusual thing that's happened.
I don't know. I just feel like there's like little jokes to laugh at, like little funny stuff that happens every day.
But you may let people laugh all day when they're around you, so you ought to be able to come up with
Chipper
something.
is the jokester of the trail. So
He is definitely the jokester of the trail. So now he can't think of one for me. Yeah.
No, I like to tell jokes. I don't know what the funniest thing on the trail has been besides, I mean, me ironically falling all the time, but.
Yeah, no, I can't pinpoint one.
Okay, that's
one
okay.
Instance.
That's
There's
okay.
been plenty of laughs though.
Mainly at people falling, or yeah.
Now, another question I asked a while back, and I hadn't asked very many people, that how many times do you pass up a great step site, but it's too early to stop for the day? Does that happen often?
Yeah.
Often, yeah.
But also part of that is, part of it's because we feel guilty being done early in the day, and part of it's because we have a 3-person tent, and it's hard for us to stealth site.
Okay, you got to have a pretty big site.
Too big.
It's a massive tent.
And then on top of that, then, have you ever had a time that you stopped and you found a great spot the next morning about 15 minutes
Yeah,
after
that
you left?
happens all the freaking time.
Usually like at the top of a ridge or somewhere with a view where we would stop beforehand, probably because of water or just playing it safe, and then we get to the top and we're like, oh, this would have been a super cool camp spot.
Yeah.
And that's why I like getting to camp early. It gives you time to explore, and that way you can move your tent. I like getting to camp at like 6 o'clock and just like chilling out and relax.
That's early?
Yeah, if the sun doesn't set till 9.
Well,
Wow.
that's early now. When we started, that was like late
Yeah.
because it got
We used to
dark
stop at
and
like
cold.
Well, that's true, but a lot of people like to be through at 3 or 4.
Yeah,
No,
we keep going.
but we can't get up
usually.
early.
Okay.
Those people wake up at 6 a.m. We're
Oh, okay, so you were okay when I said we're not leaving till 9 tomorrow?
yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay,
Sounds
guy.
good.
I like to sleep. I need my beauty rest. This mustache doesn't grow if I don't get beauty sleep.
All right, well, we're getting ready to get some because it's getting late and it's after midnight for the hikers for sure.
All right.
Thank y'all again for taking a few minutes of
Thank you.
tonight, and anybody that you want to say hello to especially before we turn it off.
I'd like to say hello to Kim and Alan Foster, Buddy Foster, my papa, my granddaddy, my meemaw, my cousin Tyler, and my 2 brothers.
Okay.
I think that's everything.
Now, how
I'm just
about
gonna
you?
say everybody back home.
Hey,
'cause
everybody
I miss
else.
everybody.
Okay.
And everybody else.
That'd been good.
God-
And everybody else that I forgot.
God bless every step between here and Katahdin. I hope I get to see a summit picture, and thank you again.
Oh, you'll
Thank
get
you
some.
so
Thank
much.
you.